You think all pyramids follow the same design, but Khafre's pyramid breaks the rules. 2 entrances, strange descending corridors, a chamber that doesn't sit at the center, and nothing feels accidental. Was it a mistake? A sudden change of plan during construction? Or was it designed this way, on purpose, for protection, for ritual, or to hide something deeper? In this video, we go inside the Pyramid of Kafra to explore what makes its architecture so different and what secrets might still be buried in the dark. Before we get started, I want to give a special shout-out to the very first member of the channel, David Hughes. Your support truly means a lot, and I promise to keep creating content that's worthy of you and more. God willing, with your support, this channel will grow and will achieve amazing things together. Among the structural features of Khafre's pyramid, the lower passage presents a particularly intriguing anomaly. This corridor, carefully hewn into the bedrock, leads to a subsidiary chamber located outside the pyramid's central axis. Scholars have long debated its function. Was it an early architectural plan that was later abandoned during construction? Or does it reflect a deliberate ritual or symbolic purpose, possibly connected to ancient Egyptian beliefs about royal burial and the journey to the afterlife? In this video, we'll examine the architectural evidence and explore potential interpretations of this unusual feature. Although Giovanni Belzoni, one of the most prominent explorers of the 19th century, discovered the upper entrance of the Pyramid of Khafre in 1818, he believed that the lower entrance was located at the base of the pyramid. However, he was unable to reach it. The dense rubble blocking the entrance required an enormous cost to remove, preventing Belzoni from uncovering it. But that wasn't the end of the story. On March 9, 1837, another explorer, Richard William Howard Weiss, took on the task and succeeded in discovering the hidden entrance beneath the pavement. Despite being unable to access the lower entrance himself, Belzoni conducted a detailed examination from within the pyramid. He discovered that the blocking slab that once sealed the passage had been removed, which allowed him to observe the debris that had once covered it. What he discovered next was astonishing. The ascending corridor extended approximately 14.48 meters, where he found a limestone blocking stone, along with evidence that the passage continued beyond, hinting at the presence of additional stones deeper inside. The discovery of the lower entrance in 1837 was described in detail by John Perring in his writings. He noted that it was a passage carved directly into the bedrock beneath the northern pavement of the Pyramid of Khafre, just 36 feet, or about 12 meters, from the base. Perring explained that the entrance was sealed with massive limestone blocks, carefully placed and secured with mortar. He also observed a nearby block measuring 10 feet in length, suggesting that the closure wasn't random, it was intentional and well planned. But this is where the mystery begins. Was the lower entrance an original part of the pyramid's design? Strangely, Perring didn't mention any signs of tampering with the pavement above the entrance, suggesting the lower passage may have been completely invisible until it was discovered. Weiss also confirmed in his report that the pavement in that area was fully intact, even though the location of the entrance was obvious to anyone who had examined the pyramid's internal structure. And this raises a crucial question. Why didn't the ancient robbers use this passage? If their goal was to reach the burial chamber, the lower corridor would have been much shorter and offered far less resistance than the upper passage. Removing 30 meters of limestone blocks would have been far easier than carving a tunnel through the body of the pyramid. Even the granite portcullis at the end of the passage wouldn't have posed much of a challenge. It could have been bypassed with lateral digging. This hypothesis raises further questions. 1. Was the lower passage known to ancient tomb robbers? 2. Was the lower entrance added later, after the pyramid's construction? What if this corridor wasn't part of the original blueprint? What if it was added later, for maintenance purposes or as a backup access point? When we compare the two corridors, we find the upper passage is constructed from solid granite and sealed with granite blocks, indicating a clear focus on protection and security. The lower passage, on the other hand, is carved directly into the bedrock, and its ceiling appears to be less secure. Yet, it remained unopened for centuries. So the question arises, if the lower passage was less secure, why was it built in the first place? And more intriguingly, why was it never used later on? Could it be that this passage served a completely different purpose? A hidden function, one we have yet to uncover. As for the dimensions of the passage, Weiss and Perring calculated its horizontal length to be approximately 29.36 meters, with an inclination angle of 21 degrees 40 minutes. However, later surveys by Maraglioglio and Rinaldi offered a slightly different estimate for the horizontal length, placing it at 34.15 meters. According to the famous Italian explorer Belzoni, as previously mentioned, the lower corridor was initially clear of blocking stones for a distance of approximately 14.5 meters. Meanwhile, Perring notes that the upper portion of the same corridor was blocked with sealing stones for a distance of 36 feet, roughly 11 meters. Combining both numbers gives us about 25.5 meters, a stretch that was either open or obstructed. However, according to Maraglioglio and Rinaldi, the total ground length of the corridor measures 34.15 meters. With a simple calculation, we're left with around 8.6 meters of the passage for which we have no definitive data. Was it blocked? Was it open? Or was it something else entirely? But there are several possible explanations. First, it's well known that Weiss conducted further excavations after Belzoni. There's a strong chance that some of the stones were broken or completely removed during this later phase, either to gain access, out of curiosity, or even for looting purposes. Second, it's possible that smaller or broken blocks were found in that remaining stretch, but weren't recorded as blocking stones in the original reports, especially given the variations in measurement standards and reporting accuracy between researchers. Third, did Belzoni start his measurement from a different reference point than Perring or Maraglioglio and Rinaldi? Perhaps from inside the entrance or from the edge of a stone threshold. Even such a minor difference in starting point could lead to a noticeable discrepancy in the total recorded length. And so, we've just scratched the surface of one of the most mysterious secrets of Khafre's pyramid, the lower passage. But trust me, this is far from the end. There are still hidden details and questions left unanswered. In the next video, we'll go even deeper. We'll uncover new secrets carved in stone and try to piece together a story whose final chapter is yet to be written. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon because our journey into the secrets of the pyramids is just getting started. Stay curious and see you soon.